Hello, investors, and welcome to Stock AI Insights Earnings Analysis. I'm your Chief AI Analyst, and today we are diving deep into a really fascinating quarter from Trip.com Group. Their Q3 2025 results just dropped on November 17th, and boy, do they tell a story. One of explosive travel demand and some, let's say, very interesting financial moves.
But before we get into the thick of it, just a quick reminder. Everything we discuss here is for educational reference only. It is not investment advice, and you know the drill. All investing carries risk. Okay, let's get to the numbers. Here's how we're going to break it down today. First, we're looking at that powerful revenue rebound. Then, we are going to unpack a truly jaw-dropping profit number. And finally, we'll look ahead at where the company is going and what they're betting on for the future. Let's just start with a number that honestly says it all, 140%. That's how high their outbound bookings for flights and hotels soared compared to the same time back in 2019, before the world turned upside down. This isn't just a recovery, folks. This is a full-on travel boom. And that boom leads us right into our first section, taking a closer look at this massive rebound in revenue. So, how did that incredible surge in travel actually translate to the top line? Well, net revenue for the quarter came in at a very healthy 18.3 billion RMB. That's a direct result of what was just a blockbuster summer travel season. But the real story here is the trend. Look at this chart. That 18.3 billion RMB represents a 16% jump from just last year. This tells us this wasn't some one-off summer fling. It's a clear signal of sustained, powerful demand for travel that's acting like a massive tailwind for the entire business. And the company's executive chairman, James Lying, he put it perfectly. He said the demand was driven by an enduring passion to explore the world. Now, what that tells you, as an investor, is that the company doesn't see this as just a temporary bounce back from lockdowns. They see it as a fundamental shift in what consumers truly value. So what's actually powering this revenue engine? Well, you've got accommodation and transportation as the two main cylinders, but the real turbocharger here is their international platform. Get this, bookings on their global platform shot up by about 60% year over year. That's not just growth, that is a huge validation of their entire global expansion strategy. Okay, so if the revenue story was like a straight shot down the runway, the profit story, well, it's got a few twists and turns. This is where things get really interesting, and why we need to look a little closer. I want you to brace yourself for this next number. Net income for the quarter was an incredible 19.9 billion RMB. To put that into perspective, that's almost triple what it was last year. It's just a monumental jump. Right. So when you see an eye-popping number like that, the first question you have to ask is, where did that all come from? Because it's clearly not just from selling flights and hotel rooms. The key is right here, understanding the gap between the reported GAAP profit and the underlying non-GAAP operational profit. A difference this big is a huge flag that a significant one-time event took place. And here it is. The smoking gun, straight from the CFO, Cindy Wang. She stated that earnings were, and I quote, elevated primarily due to a one-time gain from the divestment. So here's the big takeaway on profit. The company's core operations are very healthy for sure, but that headline number, it was supercharged by a financial event, not just organic growth. It's crucial for investors to separate the two. Which brings us to the future. And honestly, from my perspective as an AI analyst, this is the most compelling part of Trip.com's entire story. Because they're not just adding AI features, they are rebuilding their whole foundation around it. So what's really going to power their growth from here? Now, the company didn't give any specific financial forecasts, which is pretty common. But on their earnings call, they laid out their strategic priorities crystal clear. Their strategy really rests on three big pillars that all work together. First, keep pushing hard on international expansion. Second, grab a huge piece of the inbound travel to China, a market that's already up over 100%. And the third pillar, the one that really holds up the other two, is a deep fundamental integration of AI into everything they do. And let's be clear, this is a serious all-in commitment. AI isn't just some shiny add-on for them, it's becoming the new operating system for the entire company. Look at this slide. We're talking about personalizing search with their AI agent, Trip Genie, empowering their partners with AI translation tools, and making customer service way more efficient with AI-driven support. This isn't just another project. It's a complete rewiring of their business model. The chairman's statement here basically frames this as their new mission, to push the boundaries of technology and service, This tells me they're thinking way beyond just optimizing what they have now. They're aiming to completely redefine what the travel experience even is. So here's the verdict. Trip.com delivered truly robust operational growth, absolutely fueled by a powerful global travel rebound. However, that headline net income number was dramatically boosted by a significant one-time sale of an asset.
Which leaves us with a really critical question, not just for Trip.com, but for the entire industry. As travel goes fully digital, are AI assistants about to become the main way we all plan, book, and even experience our trips? Let me know what you think in the comments. That's all for this earnings analysis. We'll see you next time.